What's up, guys? This is Ice. Today we're playing Railroads Online with my buddy Con, so let's get into it.
Today we have to make some money.
Dude, we just struggled. We just struggled so hard to try and make $600 at the iron mine. I think it's time to choose violence. We've got 3 cuts of cars here. Let's triple over. Let's get all of them. Let's put the Montezuma on our knees.
Violence. I generally don't condone violence, but sure.
Well, you know, railroad violence, not real violence. You know.
Okay, so we're gonna load up cordwood. We're gonna load up logs, and we're gonna load up beams. And we're just going to bring it all back to the freight depot, right? And see how much money that gets us.
Can the Montezuma pull 18 loads? Is it 18?
I mean, I feel like it's 18 cars.
No,
yeah,
it's 24 cars, 24. Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, God.
We only have 6 cordwood, do we? Or do we have 8 cordwood? No, we have 6 cordwood, right?
6 cordwood cars?
8, 8, 6. Is that right? So 22?
22 cars. That's fine.
22 cars. We'll be fine. It's flat ground, man. Anything can pull 1 million pounds on flat ground, right?
That is the secret, yeah.
Yeah, like even the Betsy can pull like 6 million pounds on flat ground, so we should be okay.
We should survive. Montezuma was not designed for this, but she'll make it work.
Worst case, we can just, you know, bring the porter around and call it a day. You need to grab these log cars first.
Oh, okay. Do I need to pull ahead further?
No, you should be okay. Let me just come grab some switches here.
Yeah, I'm parked on the lead here. I love this big loop.
Wheels are still messed up, I've noticed.
That's fine. they'll reset themselves eventually.
Good old visual bug there. All right, perfect. Back her up.
Back it up. Here we go. Yeah, this is gonna be a little silly. 22 cars. I don't know if the real Montezuma ever pulled 22 cars. I kind of doubt it.
You said the real one was a passenger train, though.
She was a passenger engine, and she was like not even a thing of any importance by 1880. So.
So just like 2 or 3 passenger cars. That was it. Short trips.
Short, well, sometimes it was decently long, but it was in the flats back in the day because when the Denver and Rio Grande started, I mean, they were built out of Denver. It was 3-foot gauge out of Denver, and so the trains left from Denver, heading south down towards Pueblo and Walsenburg and everything. And so Montezuma was putting on what is now standard gauge railroad that big, massive coal trains run on. It was originally 3-foot gauge, and that would have been where the Montezuma made its money back in the day.
What about like overnight trips, passenger trains? Was that ever a thing, or was that just
that was a thing, even on the narrow gauge?
If you're the engineer, like where would the engineers sleep? Just climb over the fender and.
Either it depended on, either the engine crew would just keep going or they would swap crews. There was no rule about how long an engine crew could be allowed to work back in the day.
Pull the train over and like a whole new crew would get on at some station and then
some railroads did that. Some kept the crews with it and they would overnight at a town, or they would stop at a town for the day, for the evening and then continue on in the morning because, I mean, the oil lamps really were not that good back in the day. You really couldn't see anything ahead of you, so. With the dangerous territory, sometimes they would try to avoid dealing with that.
You're good to push back, by the way.
Good to shove back.
You're like halfway around the corner a little bit.
I can't see the last of my train, so.
Perfect. Just push back nice and slow then. Should be fine.
Okay. I'm going to keep it at this speed. Just let me know.
Yeah, you're going to have to push all the cordwood into the caboose. Just so we can make sure we pick up that caboose, right? We got to have a...
got to have end of train.
Yeah, exactly.
It's important.
I mean, the only issue we're going to run into is whether or not you can make it up to the logging camp with all the empties.
That's going to be interesting. It's mostly a 0.5%. Sometimes it's 1%, though, so we'll just have to see.
All right, you've got 5 cars.
5 cars to go.
Maybe. I can't tell.
5 cars, maybe.
Oh, more like 6 cars.
Okay, 6.
I got to step back further, and then the scaling makes more sense. Okay, now you got like 5 cars.
Okay, 5 more.
4 cars, maybe. I don't know.
4 now.
Ish. How would they judge this in real life? Like, you just get good at it?
You get good at seeing it, and really the real trick is on the narrow gauge. Almost all the rail segments were 30 foot long, and most of the cars were 30 feet long, so you just look at the joints in the track.
Well, you got like 4 ties, 3 ties, 2 ties. Your hooks
Dunk.
there. Okay, keep going. I don't know if you're gonna move. No, you're gonna move. We'll move. Be fine.
It's fine.
Well, it'll be good.
How far is the caboose? None of it's rendered.
3 cars.
Literally shoving blind, too.
You can shove blind, doesn't matter.
That's fine. That's what you're there for. You're protecting the shove.
1 car.
1 more.
Half a car.
Half.
1 truck.
Truck.
Done.
Dunk.
Give her. Brakes off.
All right. Highball. We're going to highball through the yard. He's
Check
going to
out.
highball through the yard.
Oh, you're moving.
It's not too bad with just the empties. I have a feeling when we load these that it's not going to want to move at all, but...
Well, but we'll be on flat ground, right? So won't that just not matter as much?
It'll just... oh, whoa, 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 whoa. What the heck was that?
What?
Did we string line through that S-curve? My first car's on the ground.
Oh.
It just totally derailed.
Well, I accidentally tied a brake to 100% when I was walking up.
Oh. Well,
then let it go.
that may have been part of the thing there.
Maybe that was enough to string line it.
I guess. Oh, darn it.
Pulling one brake at 100%. This is a really gradual curve to string line.
Yeah, it was probably the combination of the surprise braking force and the S-turn. Because we're going from, one curve to a reverse curve with no tangent in between. And usually you try to have two cars between.
Brake flats, they got damaged on the way down from the iron mine.
They're already broken. Yeah, it's true.
They don't work anymore. All right, you're good.
All right, if you get the pins ready, links and all that, I'll back into this mess.
Good there. Yeah, these stake flats I think are perma-damaged.
They've been ruined. Yep.
But yeah, that is a double switch S-bend there, so maybe when I tied that one brake at 100...
The combo of that might have been the thing, yeah.
Pulled it through. Might have done it. All right. Well, you didn't... I only pinned the one, sir.
Well, you need two. You're the brakeman.
I know, you drove off so fast. I didn't know what to do. There you go. You're good. What's your water level looking like?
I got 3,500 liters. That's fine.
Your tank is empty though. Your tender is...
Oh yeah, the tender's empty, but I got lots in the boiler, so we're not in danger of blowing up yet.
All right. We're moving.
I wonder if when I get on this curve, if it's sharp enough of a curve for me to see the whole train render at once. I don't know. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see.
It might be. This is like a 70-meter curve, I want to say. 60, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, should be pretty good.
I'm like, looking back now, I'm terrified the whole thing's just going to pull through.
Right. Hopefully not.
The worst part is we got to load the back cars all first.
Oh, God.
And then...
You're going to have to be giving me car counts because I'm going to have no idea what's going on.
A whole bunch of empties in the middle. Like, it's...
oh, man. It's gonna string line like mad. Need madness. Oh, God, and the cordwood car is the heaviest, and they're going to be at the back? Okay, this is...
Very back.
This is not smart.
Set this up real smart.
But it's fine. It'll work. Hey, the cordwood card just rendered for a brief second there. That was exciting.
The caboose is like directly 180 degrees off this turn from us.
Oh,
that's
my
how
goodness.
water is.
That's hilarious.
That's perfect. We're moving. We're going good. I mean, you could fill up on water here, but no point really. We got tons of.
We got plenty. It's fine.
We got tons of fuel too, so we're good.
In reality, if you got to the point where your tender was not even empty, but if it only had like 6 inches of water left in it, the injectors would stop wanting to work, and you would be freaking out. Like you would be cutting off of the train and running for water.
Really?
Yeah. So it's.
They don't let
a little bit inaccurate. It's fine.
Close to empty, basically.
Yeah, if your injectors stop working, you start panicking, like every time.
You don't want to risk your boiler basically overheating and exploding.
Precisely. That's kind of a bad thing.
You always want to be able to ensure that you can add more fresh water into the system.
Yep, that is the most important thing as a fireman. If you can't get water in it, it's a bad time.
It's literally a nuclear reactor, but made of steam.
Pretty much.
Because that's like #1 rule of nukes is never, ever, 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 ever turn off the fresh water.
Yep, stares at Chernobyl.jpg.
Stares at every nuclear disaster ever. They turned off fresh water.
Oh, the coolant stopped, and we have this really hot thing.
It just keeps getting hotter on its own, and we
magic.
can't shut it off.
That's fine. It's totally fine.
Yeah, no big deal. All right, we're good. We're moving. This is excellent. We're gonna have to tie some switches up ahead.
Right. Yeah, we gotta because we came from the iron mine from last episode. So yeah, we'll have to.
I'm your primary brakeman. How are you doing? Are you moving? We're still moving, right?
We're still moving. Okay. I'm 100, and this is the speed that we're doing apparently. So.
Meanwhile, you're just like throwing logs into the fire with it open.
That's what would be going on for real, but.
Yeah. No way this
still got 35 fuel in there apparently, so.
Yes, 35 fuel units.
Yep. I did the math on Firebox earlier. I was curious. We're thinking about RGS-20, the engine that we're running for Polar Express right now. and I was curious just exactly how much heat is actually in there and what's actually going on, and I calculated it out because I was bored. The 20, when it's running, with just the fire at idle, like a full fire, just sitting idle, not drafting, the fire's output is 18 million watts.
Okay, that's a lot.
It's a small amount, yeah.
18 megawatts.
18, yeah. That is megawatts, yeah.
Yeah, megawatts.
I remember my math and units.
That's a lot of power.
It is, and that shows how efficient a steam engine is.
That's like 3,000. What is that? 30 times? No, 3,000 times what my computer does.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? Yeah, 600 watts on my computer. So then like 30. Yeah. Man, math is hard. I'm bad at math.
Yeah, I was curious because I was wondering just how long it would take the boiler to cool down. Like if you just put the fire out, if you're able to turn it off just magically.
Throw another switch here. And
oh no! Yeah, we're going. Oh yeah.
I'll get it. Oh wait.
Yeah, we're already on the wrong alignment, so I need to stop this mess.
Where is this? Oh, this brings us to the beams. Yeah, no, this is the wrong switch. Yeah. Oh boy. How's that stopping working out for you?
Poorly. Okay.
Wow. These visual trucks that are off are just a little bit special.
Just all over the place. It's fine. Yeah, I was curious if you were to have the fire go out just instantaneously, like it was an oil burner or something, how fast the steel would cool based on the water that's in there. Because I didn't know if it's like, okay, does the steel retain heat for 5 seconds, for a minute? I had no idea. How long does it take to cool to the boiler temp? If based on the energy output, and it comes out to about 10 seconds. That's it. The amount of water that it's trying to heat up and cooling, it's like with the amount of surface area there is.
Water is high. It's 1.
Yeah.
What's steel in comparison? I don't remember. Steel's higher, isn't it, or is it less? Steel holds less energy than water?
A lot less, yeah.
A lot less? Yeah. And like aluminum, same thing. I guess that's why they use like aluminum and steel as heat sinks. It's like metal, like aluminum heat sink has a very low specific heat capacity, right? So it can't keep the energy.
Yeah, unlike something like copper, which changes temp super quick.
A lot of it, yeah. I'm trying to remember. You're like, I gotta bust out all the old thermodynamics tables, and
right. Welcome to Railroads Online with Khan and Heist, where we try to remember vaguely collegiate level science.
old statistics.
It's fine. Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. It's that fast. It's so much water that it's just too much water to heat up. It's cool.
Just a lot of water, and I mean the firebox steel is the thinnest steel in the boiler, just so that the heat transfer is quick and you can actually get the fire to boil water quickly. So the firebox sheets in most engines is only
high melting point and what was available at the time.
Pretty much. No, but I mean, it's all with safety factor of 4, so it's not like it's extra thin, but it's, they designed it so that they could have better heat transfer. So the sheets are actually only like 3/8 of an inch thick, which, for like an engine that runs at 200 PSI seems like it's a little low, but that maths out, and it checks out with a safety factor of 4 still.
Right.
Yeah, you should have seen me sitting at the shop thinking about this going, God, I don't remember conductive heat transfer. I almost failed heat transfer.
Dude, if you ever want to talk about it, I'm telling you, I did really well in thermo. It's like the only thing I remember about university. And like, all the thermo equations like K delta T, freaking, you got your 3 types of heat transfer. You got convective, conductive, and radiative.
Yep.
Right? So to put it in perspective, you ever wondered why, for people, this is cool science. You ever wondered why there's frost on the ground when it is above 0 degrees outside, above freezing, 0 Celsius? And it's because there is radiative heat transfer from space to the surface of the planet at night. Like, well, it's actually the opposite way. It's the surface of the planet heating up space is what it comes down to. Like, how stupid is that?
That is really amazing.
Anyway, then the convective is, the easiest way to understand it is a convective oven. So hot stuff rises, cold stuff goes down. As a result, you create circulation, right? And then conductive is 2 things touch each other and they transfer heat through touch. Whereas convective is through the space between them, through air, and radiative heat transfer works with nothing. You don't even need molecules. It's literally just one surface looking at the other surface. So it's actually... Yeah, when you go close to a fire, I believe most of it is radiative heat transfer is what makes your face feel warm when you're looking at it, even though you're not actually close to it. That's why if you turn around, you don't feel hot anymore. It's radiating back.
Neat thing, yeah. And you need you almost always have all three to some extent.
Always,
you know?
yeah, you always, pretty much always do.
Even though, one will be canning for most of it. If you got a pot of water boiling on the stove or a pot of water in your boiler boiling, most of it is conduction through the pot.
Yeah, 100%. The steel getting hot from the firebox, and then the steel itself conducts into the water that's surrounding the steel.
And then you get convection in the water, which is neat. And that actually is what really helps the boiler keep cycling and keep water moving. And that's why some steaming efficiency devices, like siphons, were designed to actually maximize the amount of convection through the boiler. And they're not only, just steaming efficiency, they're also safety. So theoretically, with a siphon like the 491 has, they basically run a pipe from the bottom part of the boiler through the firebox really close to the fire. So the fire heats up everything in that pipe super, super quickly. And so it creates that convection current throughout the whole boiler, and then ultimately keeps things cycling. And they say that it's a safe thing because
where do they put the under the pipe, like top to bottom?
It goes to the top of the firebox, the crown sheet of the firebox. So you're going from the coldest water, rip-roaring through the fire, and then it's the hottest water on top. It creates a whole convection current. And so the thought is, even if your water level gets below the crown sheet, the siphons will continue to cycle water over the crown sheet. So theoretically, you can't blow one up, but I'm sure someone did back in the day.
It's really brilliant when you think of the engineering that went into something like a steam engine with the limited resources that they had at the time. That's what makes it more impressive. Like, steam technology is cool and everything, but by modern standards, it's like, okay, cool, whatever, it's a steam engine. But like, when you think of how limited the manufacturing processes were and how limited the knowledge of materials was, it was like, hey, if we heat this up, it creates energy, moves up. But it's not like they fully understood all the science that went behind it.
Exactly. Yeah, they developed it alongside steam engines. I mean, the first steam engines were in the early 1800s, and the first railroads were in the early 1800s, like I think 1826. And those engines didn't look like even these engines, which are ancient. Like, Montezuma is ancient. But the first steam engines looked nothing like it until, approximately the time around Montezuma, 1860s, 1870s. But even then, get into the 1900s, and the understanding and the manufacturing was so much better that the engines became huge. So it's really neat to see how everything progressed through that.
You have a little bit of a hill here that you have to clear a little bit of a ridge.
Right. I'm coasting right now.
I think you'll be fine, though.
Just let me know when I'm getting close to spotting.
It's gonna be like around the hill by the time we start loading, I think. So
probably, because I'm only barely passing it with the stake cars now.
And then, of course, we're gonna load all the cordwood first, just to put lots of heavy weight at the end of the train.
Just to guarantee a string line. It's fine.
Just to guarantee it, yeah. And we're using extra light flatbeds as the very middle of the train.
It's perfect.
Just to make sure we've really improved the odds. You still got 2 cars.
2 more?
Yeah, I guess. 2 more, 1.5.
Okay.
Keep crawling, keep going. Actually, I lied. You have 2 more now because you got to get the front car to the front crane. My bad.
Right.
So you can keep pulling a bit. All right, the front car is at the back crane, so 1 more.
Okay. I'm wide open right now.
Car, and stop. Wow, that stopped on a dime. Unbelievable. Okay, you can pull forward like half an inch, 1 truck.
Okay.
If it'll actually let you do it.
She's going. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna start loading.
How's that?
This is good. We might have a problem once you get loaded.
It's fine.
We'll find it.
We'll see you just shortly after this. We're gonna get these things loaded up, and we'll carry on after that. How's that sound?
Yeah, it sounds good. You're slipping though. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm stationary up here.
Okay, well, we just had a bit of movement. Maybe it was all the slack.
Probably all the slack, and I mean, we got 22 cars. So
we're good. We'll be fine. All right, we'll see you in a bit.
Well, hey, we're in a slightly different location, but I think we've got two sets of things loaded now. Is that right?
A whole $35.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh man, I can't see back there, so I'm assuming that everything's loaded, but
Yeah, we're good to go. Engine number 1, you can pull. I don't know what the lingo is. Move. You can do something.
You can do.
You know what? I'm gonna pop a save real quick because I'm learning, and I'm thinking.
Probably wise.
If we just pop a save, then maybe we won't crash.
that preemptive save. Yeah, I think that's
He would pull
wise.
through so hard here. Like, I'm sorry, but I just don't see how we could.
I don't know if we'd string line on this or not. It's fairly broad. If it was sharper, it would be worse, but it would certainly be a possibility.
And I guess the chance of string lining goes down the more momentum you have, because then like you're actually
you ride on the outside of the rail instead of the inside. Yeah, it just depends. Right. But yeah, I'm wide open, and we're going slightly downhill, and it's still just. Oh, I can see the first log car. Okay, now I can't.
Are you? Yeah, we're good. We're moving. We still got all our cars.
Oh, that's good.
Make sure you remember when we get to the sawmill, you're gonna have to throw a switch at the switch hub.
Oh God.
I'm trying to think which one we're gonna have to throw. I don't know. We gotta throw. Oh no, we gotta go. When we come in, we gotta go right to go onto the bypass. I don't know. I
think there's many ways to do it, but I think ultimately we're gonna end up pulling through the switch hub and then reversing back to where we go.
No, I think we can do it going forward. That's what I'm saying. I think we can go right.
You do have the reverse.
There's a loop. Yeah, there's a loop to go back around. So we go through that loop first, and then into the switch hub, and then into the beams, and then back out, and then through the freight depot. It'd be like a big spiral.
A big spiral. Big noodly boy.
Yard diagram. That's the problem. We need yard diagrams.
Yeah, I think Minizorg I don't think runs anymore, but I think Railroad Studio does, so we can get a map of the layout. We should probably get on that train. And I've also heard, and like every episode, someone's like, "Why don't you use Railroads Online Extended?" Which allows us to throw switches on the fly and stuff. So maybe we should get hip to that someday.
Throwing switches?
Yeah, you can throw switches just from the tool instead of having to like go to the switch.
But my realism.
But my immersion. Yeah.
My immersion heist. We've already done so many, doubling of the hills heist that my immersion.
we didn't double the hill. We didn't triple the hill. We didn't quadruple the hill. We octupled the hill.
Octupled? Hept would be 7.
So
Hex,
yeah. Oh,
I jumped off the track.
That's fine.
Don't worry, I'm faster than you apparently.
Well, I'm just letting it coast because
perfect. I'll run ahead and figure out.
I'm gonna try and put the brake on, and it's just gonna, it's not gonna do anything. There we go, full brakes.
We're not even close to the freight depot, are we? We're just running for no reason.
It's fine. Oh, I can see the stacks of the sawmill. We're almost there. And sir, you're in the gauge. That's against the rules. Get out of the
I'm not
gauge.
allowed to run in the track?
No,
okay.
unless it is necessary for your duty, you can't be in the gauge.
What about skipping over the track? Can I do
mean,
that?
that's this is some serious railroad parkour, and I can only think of what railroad management would say about it.
What if I do like a 360?
360 no track.
No track. Okay, so we're good here. You're coming in here. I'm gonna go right.
Yeah, I want to go right, and then I think we'll come through the switch hub, and then we'll have another switch to throw.
Yeah, right there. We're just gonna bring you onto this bypass line, and then right here. Right, that's perfect. And then you're gonna huck back around, and that'll bring you to there. And then I just need to flick the switch, and then you'll come back out and go that way. Yeah, it'll be perfect. This is easy.
Sold. This is remember, it is the smartest sawmill layout we've seen.
That's true.
It's allowing for us to run this silly 22 car train.
Guys, I didn't do it myself. No, I'm kidding. No, I want to do a yard map of the sawmill that's actually like drawn on paper with just, like lines, not actual, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just like not
it for reference.
Grammatically accurate, just so it's like, okay, this switch goes here, this one goes here, and it's like, this is your reference, like Derail Valley does, you know what I mean?
Right. Station maps and then signs and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, I think that's going to bring us back out. You're coming around here. We're going to hitch up here. We're going to go in there into the beams area. Dude, this is so ridiculous. There's so many switches in this one alley. It's
the gauntlet of switches.
Switch Valley, man.
Yeah,
this
is it's madness. Having switches like this, I mean, it happens sometimes, but it's definitely not the best practice, just so that you don't accidentally throw the wrong switch and run through it in real life.
Also, we just need some signs.
Signs would help. Yeah.
Signs would help, so we don't have to remember it. But we could put a little shack there too, like a little sanding shack, and someone could just sit in the sanding shack, and their whole job is just see a train coming, flick the right switch.
I'm the shack man.
Yeah, all I do is sit here in this shack and flick switches all day.
That'd be great.
Remember, we're loading beams, so the first set here.
Right. So should probably start slowing down now as Montezuma has no brakes.
Get shoved for a bit.
All right, brakes are wide on.
Oh boy. How's that working out for you?
The train's heavy. Momentum.
Oh my god, you're still moving! You're still moving!
This is ridiculous.
See if I can get this one like live loading here. Oh god, it's so fast.
All right, I'm backing up against it. We're gonna get 2 on the same car, I think. No?
Oh,
okay.
no.
All right.
Okay. Let's just keep loading. Wow, amazing.
Okay, shoving back.
Good job, Zuma. You really showed those cars how to slow down.
You really showed those cars how bad your brakes are. To be fair, there's no air brake. There's no air compressor. This is just a mythical brake that works via magic, so it's bad.
So it's not friction pads either?
Yeah, Montezuma didn't have brakes. It had a water brake, I think. It didn't have air brakes when it was new. It just had the tender brake. So you just run the bar the other way. But for gameplay reasons, QMA added a brake as well so that it wasn't too awful.
So you would take the Montezuma, right, and run a passenger train. And the only way to slow it down was running it in reverse, basically, to push water into the cylinder.
Yep.
And then what happens when you need to break that last little bit where the water can't, or you just have the water deadlock it at like the 0 point?
No,
or something?
you'd have brakemen with the handbrakes still with the rest of the train.
Oh, you should tie the handbrakes on the cars and use that. Wow.
Because those were the brakes we had in the day. Because we died like men, you know.
Oh God, you can stop anytime.
I'm working on it, okay?
Crap.
These brakes are just brilliant. Oh,
nope, gotta back up.
Double stack it. Yep.
That calls for a crap.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, well, what an adventure on the crap railroads. Just...
This is the crap's longest, most profitable train soon. It's not going to be the fastest, but...
It's true. It will be the most profitable train. Thank God we made this super shallow log layout, because there's no way we would move otherwise.
Get a 0.5% and it just dies.
Yeah, it'll die. All right, you're good. Pull forward.
We got 4 more to load?
Yeah, 4 more.
All right, I'm wide open.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Okay, and brakes on now.
Oh, God. The stutter of the whole car when you put the brakes on. Like
I'm playing the train accordion. It's fine. Do I still have another car to go?
No, because maybe not. I think this will load.
Okay, I'm stopped.
Nope, didn't. Double loading. Keep going. You might as well keep going to the next one too, because this one's gonna load that one, and then you can just keep. If you keep crawling at this speed,
I could probably do that.
Maybe I can make something happen here. And we've been wasting a lot of material throughout the course of this playthrough so far.
It's fine. What difference does it make at this point?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because we've already made the money. So like, if we have to resupply, we have to resupply. We've still like, how is that not loading? All right, you might have to stop here. This one's not gonna load.
Okay.
Loaded the one in front somehow. Like, unbelievable.
I'm stopped.
All right, we should be good.
Looks vaguely correctly spotted back there.
Yeah, we've wasted a fair amount of material, but honestly, like, who cares?
It's about the money making. It doesn't matter about the material. Just waste it, you know.
Like, it's just, we still have logs we still have pond logs. Oh my God, we still do.
We still have plenty of pond logs.
All right, push forward 1 car, and that's it.
1 more. Here we go.
I love how we brought the caboose too, just because Montezuma didn't have enough weight to pull. It was very
just add that extra like 10,000 pounds. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. What are we complaining about?
Yeah.
How heavy are the beams? Beams are 9,300 pounds. The logs are 26,000 pounds.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Many pounds were pulled by the Zuma.
Oh,
my game crashed. That's fun.
Oh, perfect. So that's good. That's good. The cordwood is also 21,000 pounds. So the logs are heavier than cordwood.
Wow.
They changed.
Wow, yeah, that's...
Cordwood used to be heavier than logs. Now it's the opposite. Interesting.
I wonder where that is. Well, you saved up at the top, so I'll probably be standing up in the gauge up there somewhere. Yep, I am on a trestle up by the logging camp. I'm just gonna...
All right, well, run on down.
Just gonna hoof it down to the sawmill. It's fine. Welcome to Running Through the Woods Simulator 1895. Oh my god, it's a train! It's civilization! And my game crashed again.
I see you jumping up and then your hands are up.
Cool.
I get wrecked. All right.
Hey, I'm here. I only crashed twice. It's fine. Let's go sell these puppies.
Yeah, full speed ahead, sir. I better make more than the $600 made at the iron mine.
Full speed!
Can't you, like, call down to what is it, Scotty in engineering and get him to, give you some more.
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
All she's got isn't enough. I'm not gonna be too negative about it, but yeah,
it's fine.
We're picking up speed though.
We are. We'll get there. We'll get to track speed eventually. Whether or not we'll be out of the sawmill by the time we hit track speed, it remains to be seen, but it's fine.
So if you had this in real life, right, and you have a train that's really long crossing a track, I guess the schedules would just make sure that there's no chance of any traffic ever being there at the time. Like it's...
Yeah, there would probably be special rules and all sorts of things associated with it as well. But if you were running timetabled scheduled trains, you'd just make sure that the schedules didn't overlap. And if someone did get stuck on the diamond like this for some reason, you'd send the brakemen out as flaggers far enough so that any train running on the other lines would have enough distance to stop before they'd come across it.
Kilometers down the track potentially to go in like...
Well, in the era of just handbrakes and no air brakes, probably not kilometers, but you have maybe a half click, maybe a click, who knows?
Wow. And I guess the question is, we're running like a 22-car long train. In this era, was that ever, did that ever happen?
Yeah, certainly. 20 cars. I mean, on the standard gauge and out on the flats, definitely more than that even.
Yeah,
a lot of times cars,
would you run legitimately 10, 15, 20-car trains?
Absolutely. Or? With no brakes, with just handbrakes, and just whistle signals and brakemen. Yeah, they definitely did that back in the day. Fewer in the mountains, of course, but if you're running on the flats, for sure. And then once they got straight air, they even started using more and more than that. And straight air came pretty early for the Rio Grande, at least, so...
I'm literally just jumping my way up from the back, and I still haven't gotten to the front yet. This is insane.
There you are.
Oh, finally can hear your engine.
Yep.
Dude, it is struggling.
Oh,
it is.
No, but this is the reverse loop, yeah?
Uh-oh.
Yep. Gotta stop this mass now.
Oh, no, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
Still stopping.
no.
Still stopping.
Oh,
I'm still stopping. Still working on it. Yep. We're stopping.
I gotta be so careful not to accidentally throw a switch
We're
here
still stopping. Yeah, please don't. Please don't. We don't need to play 52 car pickup.
No, not with all these.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, we're stopped. All right, break off. Now I'm backing up. Making it happen. Come on. Let's go. Yep. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, please. Montezuma. Zoom is in your name. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, this is not in the job description. This is
22 cars behind the Zuma, and they're all big, 4-axle cars.
Yeah.
When Montezuma,
26,000 pounds a piece too.
Right.
So we're talking almost 200,000 pounds in logs just on the log part. It's
right.
ridiculous.
When Montezuma was new, most of the rolling stock was the little 2-axle stuff like its tender, itty bitty, smaller than the cars in the game. So she really, never would have seen anything like this train back in the day.
I feel like we'd be breaking a link if we tried to do this.
Probably. That would not be terribly surprising.
A link to the point it would just break. It would just pull right through, and that would be that.
Well, most of the links were hammered iron back in the day, so they would just brittly fail.
Oh, perfect. So they just snap.
Just snap. Just right through. Tunk. Yep.
All right, you should be
I'm stopping.
good.
I am. Okay. Yep.
Oh,
Still.
yeah,
There we go.
Head to the freight depot now. Turns out you're stopping because the back half of the train's completely gone and just like
Well,
kept going.
hopefully not. I can't see it through the trees and through the rendering distance, so you
It
know.
goes around a whole S-bend. Oh my goodness. Goes through the crossover piece.
Oh, it's still on the crossover piece back there? Are you kidding me?
Not the first one, the second one.
Oh, that's right. There's 2 sets.
Crosses
Right.
the yeah.
It's a big
Now we're
train,
good.
but not that big.
It was close. It was only a couple cars off the crossover piece, really.
That's awesome. It's so fun to get to run big trains like this, but I really hope that we get some of the more modern amenities that makes it make more sense to do that. I mean, we're going to be getting... They've teased the Class 125 and then the Uinta Articulateds, the 2662s. So, I mean, if you have engines like that and that much power, either you're doing 10% grades everywhere, or hopefully we get knuckles and air brakes sometime soon.
Right, so you can run like a 50-car train with air brakes.
Yeah, and actually have some semblance of stopping power and things like that.
Right, without having to run and tie all the brakes.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Class 125, I mean, I want to say they were like 1903 or 1904 off the top of my head. I'd have to double check, but they came with air brakes. Like, they were air brakes, and they probably had knuckles when they were new as well. So it wouldn't be, you know, not to say that other things are a little bit wrong. Like Montezuma and all the Rio Grande engines all burned coal. So Montezuma included didn't burn wood, but it's for the sake of programming ease and adding more engines. That's why a lot of the engines burn wood in the game rather than coal.
We're actually moving.
We're scooting a little bit.
We are moving at a velocity, a pace.
We're almost to full chuff speed.
Faster to just sell one product over and over again than try and hook up all the products.
You know, I don't know. We'll have to see.
I feel like it's probably faster to just do one small train of like only beams back and forth to the freight depot rather than
probably just shuttle run it rather than doing this whole thing. But this is fun. This is a fun way to do this.
Good. We're pushing Montezuma. This poor Montezuma. By the time we're done with it at crap railroads, it's gonna be the most beat up little engine.
Well, a lot of railroads did that. They really just beat the heck out of their engines. I mean, the Colorado and Southern, notably, which was the modern variant of the DSP&P that has the way car that's on our train. The Colorado and Southern was well known for beating the crap out of their engines, just absolutely working them to the bone. So much so that the CNS 74, which we have at the museum actually, got sold. It went to the scrapper, and then the Rio Grande Southern, which was just the railroad that had no money ever, traded some sticks of rail to the scrapper for the locomotive. That was how worthless it was. They traded some rail for it because the CNS had beat it up so bad.
Back up, or
they just duct taped it as best they could and proceeded to use that to scrap the rest of the railroad and finish it off.
Oh boy.
The RGS was, you know, the king of making do with what they had.
So most of these locomotives, they're all like metal boilers and stuff, and then wood structures built around like all the metal, and that's it. It's just a lot of wood.
The cabs in this era were pretty much entirely wood, and the running boards were wood. Yeah, the boiler itself is steel. Well, actually, probably in this era it was probably iron, but
like an iron or something, like an iron plate or something like that.
Yeah, iron that was rolled into shape and all that. Yeah, and later they were steel. Montezuma would have probably been iron, but. Yeah, there was there's the reason, like, the oldest engine we have at the museum, the DSP&P 191, is built to 1880. It has a wrought iron boiler, or wrought steel. Actually, it's wrought steel, I think. So it's one step beyond iron, but there can be voids within the steel. And so if you wear through to one of the voids, it can suddenly fail spectacularly. So people always ask, hey, can you get that one to run? And it's like, not without a new boiler. You know, it could potentially just go bam at the drop of a hat without you screwing anything up.
As opposed to like a more modern boiler, be like what, a rolled steel piece?
Entirely rolled steel, yeah.
And then how do they connect? Do they weld it, or like?
Everything historic is all riveted. Yeah, really modern boiler construction is, you know.
So then, how do they make
welded,
the seal of the rivets? Like the seal between the two halves? They have another piece that's riveted.
Sometimes they would. It depends on the exact way. Typically, there would be a second piece over the seam, so it's not just a single seam. And then a lot of times they would peen over the steel and basically hammer it to death to make the actual seam seal up. But the rivets, I mean, it's like a double wall of rivets.
Yeah,
and the rivets are like an inch in diameter. I mean, they're big,
Yeah, that's why they
honking.
built ships and stuff
Yeah.
back. Still gotta. That's crazy.
One of the boiler makers I know always said that making a boiler is just like making a big pair of pants, but it's steel instead. You still have the same seams. And you have to lay it out the same way, and it's really interesting.
All right, you can probably slow down a little
I'm
bit.
trying.
I think I should be able to catch these as they go by. See how much money we make. I was at like 16. Oh, I wasn't even at 16. I was at 1250. That's right, 1254.
I'm just gonna try and keep this pace.
This pace is good. Unless I can't. Why can't I unload this? Hello? 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 Hello?
Car,
Hello?
car,
Oh, car. Can we? Hello? Car, please?
car, please. What are you
Car.
doing? The other one's
Okay,
working.
there
Oh,
it
there
goes.
it goes.
I don't know why it took so long.
Let's I'm gonna add it to the bug list.
Okay. This one as well. Okay. We're. Okay. Okay. Well. Oh, that one decided to go. Interesting. I feel like there's like an unload detection. Remember before when we were like trying to unload logs at a full thing and it wouldn't let it work?
Yeah.
I think there's like an unload detection zone that it has to hit. You might have to just stop now because
Okay.
these are gonna. Unfortunately, I don't know why.
I'm
Yeah, this one
stopping.
won't unload.
Still stopping. Stopped, I think.
Hello.
You want me to come try it, maybe? Maybe a different player?
Oh, there it goes. I don't see. It's so weird. Yeah, I think there's like an unload detection, so you can't necessarily do the. There we go. That one's going
Got
too.
it. Okay.
Perfect. All right, we can keep going.
Let me hop back up in my engine.
Which is kind of good because then you don't accidentally drop a load
Waste
on
products,
the ground
yeah.
for no reason. But I think if we're moving and unloading, then we run into this potential issue. How much money are we up to now? Oh, $1,900. We are so rich. It's not
Dude,
even
we
funny.
got some serious money. That was a lot of money back in the day. $1,900.
How much would one of these locomotives go for? We're trying to buy one for $3,500. Would that be reasonable?
I don't think so. I think that's pretty cheap, even in the 1800s. I don't have a good reference for how much the engines cost then. The reference I do have is that 491, built in 1928, was about $140,000 in 1928. So
I realized I think I know what the problem is with the unloads.
what is it?
If you press enter a second time, you can stop it.
Oh, so you're just double tapping?
I think I might be double tapping. When I miss it once, I think I panic.
You're too much of an FPS gamer, man. You're ready.
Yeah, man, I'm mashing the key. I'm trying to like fidget spin on these nerds, and I just can't get
We're
it
trying to
work.
360 no track them. Come on.
Yeah. So if you like hit it and it doesn't unload and I hit it again, it stops it. So you gotta you gotta really like, kind of wait a second, make sure it's not just because it hasn't unloaded the first piece yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're good though. We're cruising now.
Woo. I
Perfect.
can't see anything you're doing back there, so
No problem. We got 4 more cordwood cars to go. Perfect. You can keep going.
I'm just keeping them
Somehow
rolling.
you're losing speed as we lose weight, which
Does not make sense.
physically no.
I was just letting it coast, so now I'm back on a little bit of power. 19% reg.
All right, perfect. One more car here, and then one more after that. It's 2 more. Oh. Ooh, this actually was a pretty profitable experience.
I like the sound of that. Do we have enough money for a new choo-choo?
We'll probably have to do one more run, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's...
But I could probably do another run, in my spare time with just like the cordwood cars or something. And
Gotcha.
might be enough, or just the beams. 27.92.
Oh, man.
27.92.
So we could buy another Betsy, but we want something with huevos.
We could buy, what could we actually buy? We could buy another porter. Well, we could buy some cars. Who cares? We could buy a porter. Oh, couldn't even afford a porter too.
Oh, actually, no, it's 2750, and the Porter's 2900, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we can't even afford. We could port another Montezuma, so we could have 2 Zoomers.
We do not want 2 Zumas.
And that's it. That's it. Couldn't even afford a Eureka. Yeah, nothing else.
I think the next move for us to tackle the grade is the Class 48. It's got a fair amount of attractive effort. It's fairly cheap. The Big Betsy. It's a great looking choo-choo. I'm excited to get to play with it. But
it looks beefy.
Because it's so beef for what it is, and it doesn't have a tender, it has much less self-weight to contend with, which means that it's going to be a king on that 6.5% grade. So I think
Right.
that's our next move,
Yeah.
because we could try and save for one of the logging engines, which would probably make more sense, but they're so expensive. Like, we need to make more money first before we get there.
Yeah, we need to get into the Iron Age, is really where it's at. But we
That's
need to be
for
able
real.
to deliver more products to the iron, fill up the iron mine, and then get some hoppers. And like in delivering products to the iron mine, we'll be able to afford the hoppers to then bring the iron down.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure these stake flats work for the flat cars for the metal.
Yeah,
I think
no, these stake flats take all the stuff from the iron mine. We use these, so
Yeah.
we'll reuse them.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Obviously, this was the most profitable train yet, but we need an engine. We need some
We need some beef. We
And
need to buy the beef.
better traveling engine, a better drive engine. You know, like
Yeah. And so we're gonna buy a shunting engine, but
Yeah.
it'll be good over the road.
makes sense.
It's
We
fine.
need like 15 class 48s. Is what we need.
That's the secret. Anyways,
Yeah.
guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Yep. Right.